Hello students, how are you all today? I hope everyone is fine. My name is Jennifer and I am from St. Paul's High School. Today I will be teaching you geography, a second chapter in geography, the sun, the moon and the earth. Students, in the previous part we had covered the following topics: the moon's motions, the moon's positions and the waxing and waning moon. Now further we will continue with the rest of the chapter. Okay students, we now move to our next topic, that is angles made by the earth, moon and the sun. Figure 2.3 on your screen shows angle made by the earth, moon and the sun. When the moon is moving around the earth, it makes an angle of some degrees. Let us see. When we see the phases of the moon in the sky from the earth, they are illuminated. Illuminated means lighted. Portions of the moon. They become visible due to the sunlight reflected from the moon. While revolving around the earth, the moon is on the opposite side of the sun on a full moon day, whereas on a new moon day it is positioned between the sun and the earth. On the first and the third quarter days, the moon, the earth and the sun make an angle of 90 degrees. At these positions, we see half the portion of illuminated moon. Hence, in the sky it appears semicircular in shape. Figure 2.3 explains the same. When you look at the diagram, you see the phases of the moon and you will see what angle they make. They make an angle of 90 degree, 180 degree. So it depends on the position where it is placed. Our next topic is eclipses. Figure 2.4 on your screen shows the angle between the planes of the orbits. What are eclipses? The orbital part of the earth and that of the moon are not in the same plane. The moon's revolutionary orbit makes an angle of about 5 degrees with that of the earth. As a result, the moon intersects the plane of the earth's orbit twice during one revolution. On each new moon day, the lines joining the earth and the sun and the moon make an angle of 0 degrees, whereas on each full moon day, this angle is of 180 degree. Even so, the sun, the earth and the moon may not be in one straight line in the same plane on every new moon or full moon day. Hence, eclipses do not occur on each new moon or full moon day. However, sometimes on a new moon day or a full moon day, the three fall in one line and are in the same plane. Eclipses occur on such occasions. There are two different types of eclipses. Eclipses may be solar or lunar eclipse. So students, now let us study about solar eclipse. There are two phases of solar eclipse: total and partial solar eclipse, annular and partial solar eclipse. First we see total and partial solar eclipse. If the moon is between the sun and the earth, the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. At such a time, these three celestial objects are on the same plane and fall in one line. Hence, the place on the earth where the moon's shadow falls experiences a solar eclipse. This shadow is of two types. The central portion of the shadow is darker and the periphery is light. In the area of dark shadow on the earth, the sun becomes completely invisible. This condition is known as total solar eclipse. However, during the same period, at the places where the shadow is lighter, the sun disk appears partially covered. This condition is described as partial solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse is seen in a very limited region of the earth. Now we see annular and partial solar eclipse. Sometimes the moon is in the apogee position. This means it is at its farthest from the earth. As a result, the deep shadow of the moon is cast in space and does not reach the earth. From a very small region of the earth, only illuminated edge of the sun disk is seen in the form of a ring. This is called annular solar eclipse. Annular eclipse is a rare phenomenon. Now students, to understand solar eclipse better, try this activity at your home with the help of your elders. For this activity, students, take a ball of clay or mud and keep it at the center of a table. Fix a pencil vertically in the clay ball in such a way that its sharp end points upwards. Fix a small plastic or sponge ball on the sharp end of the pencil. Draw a circle along the midline of the ball. Let this ball be your moon. Now place a large plastic or rubber ball at a distance of 10 to 15 cm from this moon. Let this larger ball be the earth. Draw a circle along the midline of this ball too, using a pencil in the center. Let this be the equator. Keep the ball steady using a rubber or a cloth ring. Arrange the balls representing the earth and the moon in such a way that the circle drawn on the moon will be in the plane of the equator of the earth. Take a torch, that is your sun. Hold it at a distance of about 30 cm from the moon. Direct the light beam on the moon. See the figure which is shown. Observe the shadow of the smaller ball on the earth to understand how solar eclipse occurs. After we have seen how solar eclipse occurs, let us understand what is lunar eclipse and how it occurs. What is a lunar eclipse? A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon enters the shadow of the earth while revolving around it. At this time, it is necessary that the earth is between the sun and the moon, and all three of them are in the same plane. On a full moon day, the moon's path of revolution passes through the thick shadow of the earth. If the moon is totally hidden within the shadow, we see a total lunar eclipse, and only if a part of the moon is in the shadow, we see a partial lunar eclipse. You can understand this better with the help of this figure 2.8. Now students, use the same material used for solar eclipse for this lunar eclipse activity. Arrange the materials used for the solar eclipse demonstration earlier and try to arrange the materials as shown in the figure 2.9. Try to understand how lunar eclipse occurs. Now let us see our next topic, that is eclipse and astronomical event. The solar or lunar eclipses are just simple astronomical events. There is nothing inauspicious or auspicious about the eclipse. It is only the result of the sun, moon and earth falling into a particular position. These positions do not occur frequently and hence they arouse some curiosity in the minds of the people. For astronomers, the eclipses, particularly the total and annual solar eclipses, are rare opportunities. Scientists from all over the world visit places where they occur and carry out observation in order to study the conditions during the eclipses. Now let us see some of the characteristics of solar eclipse and some characteristics of lunar eclipse. First, a solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day but not on every new moon day. If and only if the sun, the moon and the earth are in the same plane and fall in one line, the solar eclipses occur. The maximum duration of a total solar eclipse is 7 minutes and 20 seconds, that is 440 seconds. Characteristics of lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day but not on every full moon day. A lunar eclipse occurs if and only if the sun, the moon and the earth are in the same plane and fall in one line. The maximum duration of total lunar eclipse is 107 minutes. Students, one important point if you are about to view a solar eclipse. Always remember, while observing a solar eclipse, it is necessary to view the sun disk through dark glasses or special goggles made for that purpose. Otherwise, the intense light of the sun can be harmful to the naked eyes. The behavior of birds and animals during solar eclipse. During the period of a solar eclipse, a large number of birds and animals get confused due to the untimely darkness that sets in. As this is an event that does not suit their biological clock, their response to the event is also unusual. Try to observe the responses of the birds and animals at the time of such events and record your observations. So students, our last topic for this chapter is occultation and transit. What does this mean? Like eclipses, some other specific conditions occur with reference to the sun or the moon. These are called occultation and transit respectively. Occultation occurs with reference to the moon, whereas transit is associated with the sun. Now let us see the occultation in detail and let us learn how does this occultation event occur. Occultation is a typical event occurring in space. The moon revolves around the earth. While doing so, it obscures a star or a planet and that celestial body appears to hide behind the moon. This is called occultation. The total solar eclipse is also a type of an occultation. Now let us see what is transit. This is the transit of Mercury seen by NASA. What is transit? If an inner planet like Mercury or Venus comes in between the line of the Earth and the Sun, a transit occurs. At that time, a small dot appears to move across the Sun disk. Transit is a type of a solar eclipse. Okay students, so we have almost completed with this chapter. I hope it was enjoyable to learn this chapter. So now let's have a quick revision of what we have learned in this chapter. In this chapter we have learned the moon's motion, moon's positions, waxing and waning moons, angles made by the earth, the moon and the sun, eclipses, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, occultation and transit. So students, that's all for today's chapter. Our today's chapter was the sun, the moon and the earth. Thank you.